but nature stripped. He's a force of nature today. Can he do it? Chautauqua, he's flying. Yeah!
But Kementari hit the front deliberately.
But this is a blitz. It's a weak blitz.
Have a go, you mug.
No, that's terrible. I can't believe that.
Hey, Mugs, we're here. The beanie. What's so terrible, mate? You just
I'm
Just
still,
trying to catch up, go.
I'm still filthy with last Saturday morning's 6:30 a.m. message. I think it was a message from you, and then to the mugs out there, I had a $50 multi bet with I think about 5 juice up legs on the Penrith Panthers and all sorts of other things into Zaki at $2.87 and incentivised at $5 in the Caulfield Cup. So it was going for $4,300, and of course I'm talking in my pocket here, to be fair. I do actually feel sorry for the owners, trainer and jockey as well, because I think he goes pretty close to winning that race on the result. But yeah, $4,300 down the drain, no cash out, no void the leg and pay out what's left. It was a disappointing few hours there early on.
It was a dark day for the Cox Plate because I guess the other big horse in the news that week was Gold Trip and all the hurdles that they were going through to get this horse in.
You just got to race in Sydney.
Well, and the thing was, I was like, beautiful, Gold Trip's out. Pay us now for Zaki, and then of course we get that bloody news. So, Lloydie, mate, Cox Plate weekend. Looking back, how'd you go?
I'm glad it's over.
Yeah, I think that's the general consensus, isn't it?
No, I had a shocker. The refund from Zaki was nice in the account that morning because I backed him, in the final field market. But they couldn't turn it into anything. It was a shocker.
Thanks to Lloydie though, I did have 10 to win 15 the place on Commander Harry, who for those out there forgot you didn't have him on the line, but at the $18 a place he gave a hell of a sight. So I was cheering come the 50-meter line. I was like, hang on.
Well, and
anyway, runs in the derby on the weekend. So
that was it. I think I was cheering because Forgot You was going to save my day. Yeah. And thankfully that got the chocolates. But
I think the Quinella paid $145 too, if you don't mind.
Oh, hopefully some mugs use a brain because we obviously don't have one between the three of us to get on those kind of bets. But you're right. It was the perfect lead up to what is Christmas Day for us mugs. It's Derby Day. Yep. 4 Group 1s on the card. You've got the Golden Eagle, and of course we've got 10 races, all probably handicapped conditions, up here at the glorious Brisbane Racing Club, who we love. And it's an Eagle Farm. So, mugs, look, just to quickly debrief on what's going to happen today. It's a big show. There's a lot of racing to get through. So, look, Brisbane's throwing up what they can. But we're not too enthused. Everyone's attention is down south. So some of these races today, we're absolutely just going to pepper through because that's probably how we're going to have more success, if anything. Because I don't know about you two, but when we sort of talk about our tips at Eagle Farm, I almost talk myself out of my own tips because I hate talking about my tips in some of these races.
Or you end up making a case for something that you're in a race that you've already put a pen through.
Or I listen to you or I listen to him and go, geez, they sound a bit more convincing than what I do. So, geez, I might get on board. But another quick shout out before we get stuck in, the boss man, TJ. Jonker, Friday night, Manikato Stakes. Yours truly, the Group 1 guru. Boom, just see now the screen. I'm going to flash up the little graphic, but I think I'm thinking about 3 or 4 Group 1s ahead of you two in the tips, but as we said,
I think that's
Group 1s this weekend.
I think only one of them's over $1.80.
That's
on the odds, but
Thank God Zaki and Very Elegant go around most weeks. Yeah. That's all I can say. But lads, let's get stuck in. We're moving on. So Zaki was the news last week. Derby Day, Cup Day Tuesday. So we threw a little bit of a vote out, which we haven't seen the results yet. So you might hear us again come Melbourne Cup for a bit of a preview. Yep. If not, good luck to you, nonetheless. But we're going to kick off at glorious Eagle Farm. So we've got 10 races there on Saturday. So it's a mammoth day, always is. And then
Is there any reason on that why they switched it up to the 10 races? Do we know
I think
why
it's
that is, or just
to
the day
maximise the day.
Maximise the punting value for the cool.
No, you can't say that though, mate. It's for the racing fans.
For the racing fans.
Yeah,
Sorry.
for the racing fans.
Revenue doesn't matter.
No.
Yeah, right.
But it's the biggest
Get the broom
day
out.
of the year. Biggest punting day of the year. But we do have the 10 races, and looking at it's going to be a good 3. Who are we kidding? We're not even going to discuss the grass,
it's
mate.
about 58
Fingers
degrees
crossed. We
up
might
here.
even bend over the fence on Saturday and see if we can take some home. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Rail's out 5.5. So I think last week it was the 2.5, maybe the 3. And then for Cup Day, so we're backing up on Tuesday, Mugs. Goes out 13 metres on Tuesday. So, well, we'll be there. So if you're at Cup Day, hang with us on the rail because I reckon we can probably high five some of the jockeys coming.
Grab their goggles as they
on
ride
Saturday.
past.
But Mugs, what we're going to do, the first 3 races, we're pretty much just going to tell you what's going on, give you a quick selection, move on because we want to get stuck into these big Group 1. So they're absolutely monster.
Yep.
But we've got Mr. TJ, Mr. Group 1 winning trainer extraordinaire, superstar, good bloke too. Big Muskie in the first there, over the mile, good 4, cutest handicap. Spoiler alert, I'm taking the $2 plunge.
Yeah, I've got it on
Favourite
top. I wanted to go with It's All Talk, but
Yeah, so did I.
But the weight swing not in his favour, and there's no real favours there. So I was like, nah, Big Muskie it is.
It is, and what is it? 3-year-old cutest racing.
Yeah,
I mean, they've
it's-
had 2 or 3 starts.
These are lotteries.
Oh,
That's it.
my
The only other one that you could really make a case for is the top weight, but it's coming out of that same race and goes up a kilo as well. So favourite on top.
Let's move on.
Great. All right, that probably took 2 minutes too long than what it needed to as well. Race 2, we go on to our ball game here. 2,131 metres to be precise. That's what we do up here in Queensland. We're all about it. Youngblood, again, Mr. TJ. Can he make it an early double? Spoiler alert, yes he can for me.
Yeah.
Jeez, Youngblood, that's what we're talking about. Launching into $2 favourite.
This is chips in for me. Last time I'm with Aswad. Otherwise it's off and gone. It's basically in the C next week. If he doesn't win this week, I reckon it's always looking likely and just never winning, and yet always getting $2.60 or $3. Yeah. So that's it for me.
I'm with you. Meets Youngblood a kilo and a half better at the weights, and from Barrier 3 should just box seat under Taylor Marshall. Out in trip, I think it can win.
Yeah.
Does Aswad ever box seat though? I mean, we're giving some pretty good spreeks on these horses.
We'll tip the card here.
We probably will, yeah. It's the easiest thing to do.
Yeah.
Look, race 3. Lloydie, you get on it, because I'll just make sure this camera's bloody fucking doing some filming.
Race 3, mate.
Yeah, we've got a 2-year-old handicap over the
The
12.
flash just turned off.
7 in it after the scratching, so it's again Les Ross plate. Tommy Button's got 2 in it. Les Ross has got 2. Fogden Moore and Johnny Menzelman brings one down from up north. But $3, pretty much the field there with 3 horses all under $3.50.
Thoughts on field sizes in general up here? Is it just a matter of too much racing?
I think there's too much racing. You've got, especially this weekend. We'll say you've got. But we have Ipswich Wednesday. I think they're at Kilcoy Friday. Then you hear
400 events on Cup Day.
Yeah.
Cup Day.
I think we put them up in the post.
Gold Coast, Sunny
it's
Coast,
ridiculous,
Eagle
isn't it?
Farm,
Yeah.
non-tabs at Toowoomba, Mackay, Townsville.
Yeah, I'm about to get a run here, I reckon.
Yeah.
I'm half a chance.
Yeah.
I'm keen to see how Zeus on Boy goes for the Mooryard, because he's back from he's been back from Honkers for a little while now. I think he's based out of the GC. I'm pretty sure. So I don't know, building a bit of a stable that gets Rad on board. I don't know, might give a side at $10. Interesting booking. That's all.
3 from 3 favourites. It's that simple, right?
Yeah,
Right?
I think so.
Right?
I will give a real slight little push for John Menzelman's Dovey's Day at $51. Ran 4th in the Palaranda Stakes up there at Townsville 2-year-old race. The winner of that, it smashed and it won by 4 lengths and ran really good time, but 2 lengths behind the second horse. Not a bad run. Ran home from the back, $51. Shame there's no third div.
Yeah.
Shame.
That old chestnut
That old
again.
chestnut, eh?
When it runs third, we'll spin that.
Does catch you out a little bit in Brisbane from time to
Yeah.
time, doesn't it?
To be fair, look, in the year and a half that we've been doing this, you put on vibrate, mate. Gee whiz. I don't think I've ever been paid out for 3rd place, to be honest, up here in Queensland.
No.
So, Nothing new.
That's either first or last.
Nothing new. All right. Well, look, we got the entree out of the way. Now, there's a big race in Sydney. It's not a Group 1 yet, but we are pretty much on the PVL payroll anyway up here in Brisbane with our good friends at Sky Racing and Sky Thoroughbred Central. We all love you, and they all love us. But you've got a $7.5 million race. Want to hear an interesting stat? So there's a Queenslander in this race, which we're all about. We're all about Queensland form. Des and Jim Byrne, the ultimate combo with Apache Chase.
Yep.
If Apache Chase wins, it'll be the second highest earning Queensland horse in history. And I'm talking it's going to surpass Incentivize, who's just won 3 Group 1s on the trot. That's the kind of, well, I guess that's the discussion that these pop-up races worth a heap of coin. Doesn't necessarily reflect.
What's highest earning buff?
Big Buff.
Yeah.
So Big Buff earns, I think, maybe over 8 or 9 million. He's the top seed. And then I think one of the Booms might be close. But I forgot the list, but I did actually have to research it to not sound like an idiot on here. But I'm sure someone will correct anyway.
Fact check out there, please.
But it's a decent, well, and why wouldn't you? I think it's 4.5 for the winner, something like that. You've only got one chance. It's a 4-year-old race, isn't it?
Right.
So, Lloydie, it's a superstar field. Which way are you leaning? You leaning?
I'm going wide.
You're going wide.
Yeah,
Okay.
very wide actually. Won the Silver Eagle, AIM, at paid $31 that day. He is impossible to catch.
He is.
He's won 4 races.
He's dead set with the
but-
PZ beanie.
Yeah, the 4 races he's won, he's paid $31, $31 in the Magic Millions Guineas, and then I think $16 and $8 or something like that. So his SP win profile is huge. It's $26.
His return on investment's
Jeez.
about
Yeah, if you've backed him.
480,000%.
Yeah, exactly. And I reckon that first
I reckon
up
they're
win-
all big cash races too that he's won. You
Yeah,
said
they are.
Magic
It's
Millions,
all-
Silver
all-
Eagles.
Magic
all the-
Millions,
all
Guineas,
the-
3-year-old
yeah,
Guineas.
just-
Unbelievable.
Yeah. So he's just that horse that pops up. The stable's starting to really hit their straps. He's drawn barrier 14. He'll get back anyway, and I know you boys are keen on the Queenslander, but there's going to be plenty of speed in the race. You know, he'll go forward, Vangelic will go forward, Love Tap, Ellsberg, sort of thing. So I think there's going to be a decent tempo for a back marker to swoop late, and AIM, I don't think he has to improve too much off his first up run into his second up run to be competitive.
Fair call. They are a big they're a grand final stable, those Snowdens. They're a bit other stables just
They
sort of
are.
walk around, but they just peak them at the
And it
spot
was
on at the
it
right
was nuts
time.
too because I remember this is how bloody up and down racing and fickle it is. But 2 weeks ago they had a zip from 30 stat or something going around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they come out won the Manicato, not the Moya with Wild Ruler, and they've just gone bang 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 with a couple of big horses
big
peaking at the right time.
Mazu and Exo Boom both won on
Yep.
Saturday.
So a week makes a world of difference.
Yep. Apache Chase for me, as Lloydie mentioned. Barrier 6. I'm on the overs, so while talking here a little bit as well. But Forster and Byrne, mate, that's the combo, baby. You know what I was surprised actually when I went through the form at Rose Hill last night was he's not picked up. He's obviously riding Georgie's Pride, I think, in the 3rd or 4th or something like that. But I thought he'd pick up a few rides down there, and I don't think he's on anything else for the rest of the card. I think he's legit just got those 2 rides.
That's
So
a push if you've ever
that's-
seen it.
Yeah, exactly. That's a bit of a push on how they think.
1, 4, 7.
Comes through the listed Wheatwood. Byrne goes down for the ride, obviously. I think it should be just able to lead and dictate here. The thing I like about Apache Chase is it's got a real high cruising speed. If you watch that run in the Wheatwood, it came about 4 wide round the corner, and they were all sort of having a bit of a dig at him, and he's just too tough.
Yeah.
He's as tough as they come. Was it Emerald Kingdom had the weight swing on last start at Eagle Farm, so big long straight. I think with Rosehill Track's another big tick because I think you want to be on pace. I think that's I appreciate your comments around, you know, there's a bit of pace on, they can be running on, but the last time I've seen a horse run at Rosehill was about 1940, I think. So
Well,
you've got to be in
the
about...
last time we were there on that Saturday for Golden Rose Day, it was
Yeah,
a travel later
it's-
on the inside, wasn't
Mate,
it? So
if Animo can't run down in the Congo over what was it, 1,400 metres, I'll eat my left shoe if that happens at Randwick. It's just not going to happen again.
Has this turned into beans in the sea here?
Yeah.
For
I think
Congo or
Apache Chase wins Yep.
Yeah, well, mate, I can't really add much more than that, can I? No,
I got a
look,
bit
jump league win.
excited.
Yeah, he did. Beans, bloody, he's
Mate,
invested,
I
isn't he?
want to throw Rosehill in the
Des,
city
Jim,
if I could, to be fair.
Jimmy Byrne, good luck to you, mate. Yeah, no, look, even on form lines, mate, who's the big spruik of this bunch of 4-year-olds? It's not on Thunderstruck. It was bloody Ayrton. There was a new story every 15 minutes about that bloody thing.
Yeah.
I think that they think Ayrton is the pick of the two out of the price yard. It's obviously not there, but Patch Chase touched him up.
Yeah.
What's he going to do on Thunderstruck? He's going to get too far back. That's what he's going to do. Yeah. Good luck. Onwards and upwards. There's another Group 1 down in Melbourne that we'll touch on, Mugs, before we get stuck in a race 4 at Eagle Farm. It's the Empire Rose Stakes. Yes. So again, it's a classic race for the fillies and also the mares. But over the mile, you got Mystic Journey, who, look, it's going to start favourite every single time. I haven't even checked the odds. Is it favourite?
No, it's not.
It's a fun. Oh, sorry. This is
spoiler. The
bean alert, mate. You just run us off. Tefane. Why does it win for the leader of the Tefane fan club?
It hasn't won since I've been on.
You need to get a hat, mate.
Yeah, no, I do need to get a hat. Moroni, if you're out there, please send one up to the Mugs. Yeah, look, I'm on again, mate. It had first go at the mile. It ran a 4th behind Incentivised, then a pretty good second to Thunderstruck in the Turak, which is favourite for the Golden Eagle. Gets, barrier 2, travels in behind them. I think C. Williams, this is the horse to turn his spring around because he's been a little bit quiet of late. The sexiest man in racing. He needs to pick it up and get going. So I'm happy to be with, mate. But yeah.
I'm going wide again, the bottom weight, Steinem. I think you were actually on it in the quaddie legs for us a couple of weeks ago, and ran second to Colette. Huge run over the 1400 Caulfield in the Tristar, got a fair way back and really stormed home, savaged the line late. Only been at the mile once before, that was a 3.5 length win, albeit in a benchmark 64 against the 3-year-old fillies at Sandown, but she was pretty good. She then went on a Oryx campaign. I just don't really think she saw out the 2000. I think the mile's her go. Off the back of a good tempo, she'll get back again from barrier 14, but hopefully over the top.
Racing's all about stories, Mugs. Oh, still a star. That's the story. The old fella, the trainer. He just wants a Group 1. That's his life goal, his life ambition. He's got a superstar horse. And look, she touched up half this, well, didn't touch up, beat most of this field last start there at Flemington. Up to the miles, obviously always going to be the query, but running an all-star mile and ran pretty well. Yep. So, tick that box. The track, it's going to be a good track down there. I think Colette was the obvious until they're not going to have a drop of rain, so that's what we're going to look for.
You're going to be all over if it was a slot fest. But
and plus too, even Colette, how can you, one last start in probably the easiest race she's ever had, but the goal was always the Corporate Cup, and here we are lined up at a mile. Group 1, albeit, but that's the question mark for myself. So, still a star on top for the Group 1 guru, myself. Bang. Simple. All right, back to God's country, boys. We need to strike into our form, and I reckon there could be one here that can absolutely build the confidence up. Black and white. It's Derby Day. It's the Mugs official colour. We got a bit of grey in there as well, but that's just for copyright issues. Refero. Yeah. Now, first prep Refero put a bit of a gap on Tiger Heart, who came back to the races last week in a brave defeat. Pretty good.
Thankfully.
But that's that's the form line that we're sort of looking at and potentially where a horse like Refero can probably get to. O'Day Hoisted, though, always flying. Stellar Magic and a few other good ones that are either on or they're off, but this could be the day that they're on. Being race 4 at Eagle Farm.
Yeah, I'm pretty keen on Refero. I think Stellar Magic beat it first up this track in the listed Dal Rallo last prep, but I think it turns the tables here. It's flying. Barrier 3, Steph and TJ, I think they have a 37% win rate at the moment. They are flying. So, that's pretty airborne. Happy to be with. The rail's out. It's just whether it hangs on and handles the straight at Eagle Farm. But I like Eagle Farm, even with that 400 metre straight, they seem to just hang on and win out in front as well. It's not as much of an advantage to run on horses as it perhaps appears when you look at it. So, yeah.
I've looked at the form a little bit differently here. I'm with the favourite, but the way I've gone about it is I've put a pen through anything that can't win, and I've genuinely been left with Refero. I know Stellar Magic is, you know, an affirming $2.30 second elected according to the market, and ran second over the 1,000 last start, beat Tiger Heart home that day, but I don't think she's a 1,000-metre horse, even though her form is pretty decent over the 1,000. I think she might want a little bit further in time. Fierce Warrior's a mudlark. Jameel and Bolt hasn't come back. Star Twinkle's got Toowoomba form. Miss Dorian's only had the one start behind Fierce Warrior over 800 metres. Got beat. Pearls and Pins comes out of that same form line around Fierce Warrior. Might just be a wet tracker as well. Refero dominant last start. Beat Enterprise Pom, who ran fourth in a Group 2 down in Sydney during the early spring carnival. Doesn't get beat, and it's in the black and white, like you say. So it's the orange and better day, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a bit. Yeah,
It truly is, because that's the colour code. You got to dress up, Mark.
That's right.
Black and white. It's that simple,
That
and it
is
is. It's a referral job for me too.
Yeah.
There, lads. Form's easy when there's no Rocky form in there, isn't it, mate? You
Exactly.
just cross them all out.
That's
Simple
right.
as that. Referral would probably go up and win the Rocky Cup after that sprint, wouldn't it? But hey, we're on the same page, which is good, because we're going to need it coming into race 5. We've got 1,200 metres. A few horses here that just don't really like to win, and I'm talking about the Big Goodbye.
Yeah.
We're looking for 5 in a row in the second placings, that is, which is not what you want to be bragging about. It's a race in 3, according to the market. Kingscote for Morrissey's always there and about for KWT on board. Dominatia all around that $4 to $5 mark. Lloydie, is it clear cut as those 3? I reckon there's some sniffing going around here.
Best of the day pops up here for me.
Wow.
Here. Race 5, horse 5 gave us up for Barry Baldwin and Brad Stewart at $12. 6 starts for 2 wins and 2 minor placings. Went around at the Gold Coast first up over 1,100, ran 4 of 4. Got beat actually by Minto's Paradise, so I think he might have been on the heavy track. But he started favourite that day, and I just don't think he handled the wet track. Back to a good, and when he was on those sort of dry tracks, he won on a soft 6 by 1.25 lengths at Eagle Farm over 1,200. Beat Frontman. Kipchoge was behind him that day. Goes around at Rocky this afternoon. Then went to the sunny coast and won easily on a good 4. Second to Star Rosa. Kipchoge.
It was like a trip.
Yeah. But yeah, no, second to Star Rosa, beat Tamerlade home that day, but Tanga's entry ran 4th. The actuary was behind it. I don't know how it's $12. I reckon it's, Barrier 2 it just gets a dream run under.
Stop talking now, mate, before you give it all away.
Wins.
Okay.
I'm on the Big Goodbye. I've jumped back on board again.
Because I've well and truly jumped off. So you can have it. You can have it.
Look, its form's pretty good. I mean, it's run seconds, acrobatics, Sir Warwick, and in gear. That you can't.
Keyword there, pretty good.
Yeah, you can't.
Not
pop,
good.
You can't pop the form. Look, Claimer engaged. I was happy to take the $7 with So Clever in the market because I thought that was the biggest false favourite going around all day. But at $4.20, I'm not going to be launching in. That's what I've got on top. But
You're going to be launching.
You'll be betting.
Look, I'll give the monks some value, and there's one here that it was a sneaky bit of a trialer. A couple of probably about a month ago now, but first up, never going to be its go. Flybridge down the bottom of the market there, lads. About 34s, $40 you can get with some of our good friends. I'm just going to be on a good old-fashioned Basil Lockwood plunge here. But you know what?
they do like a plunge.
They do love a plunge. Second up, 1 from 2. We'll take that. Pretty ordinary at the track, but most sort of horses are at Eagle Farm. So it's just one of those races where, well, as we sort of said, the Big Goodbye is your favourite there, and look what's happened the last 4 starts that we've been on it. So, you know, there's spanners and there's plunges, and I'm hoping I'll get a plunge. All right, confidence back up time.
No,
Well, Lloydie's
reckon?
confident after that sprint. He was just like, fuck, just stop talking, mate. I need to talk about my best of the day here at the Gold Coast. It's not, that's back up in Eagle Farm. But we're going back down. Cantala Stakes Day, well, time, over the mile again. So it's a bit weird that they've got the Empire Rose and the Cantala, I guess, on the same day. Even though I'm mainly talking because there's a horse that I think will win this that I actually thought would win the Empire Rose. And that's, we have trouble every week pronouncing it, but Chaliot screwed Moz over. That's what we're going to call it this week because it lines up here in the Cantala. Well, it's not carrying any of us three, put it that way. It's carrying a third of our weight. Lloydie, how have you dissected the Flemington Mile?
I'm still in a coma of the fact that it got beat in the Epsom, but Epsom form was winning form in this race 12 months ago with Yearlong Prince, so I think Arameo can go one better on Saturday in the Cantala. Gets in pretty light again, 53.5 kilos. I would have thought it would have had to have lobbed a little bit more after a second in the Epsom, but it did only carry 51.5 that day. Group 1 Bossy on board from Barrier 3 should get a very good run again, and there's lots of speed. Buffalo River will go forward, Mr. Brightside will go forward, and Riadini's going to add a lot of tempo into the race as well. So I think the $9 there for the Waller runner should just be finishing over the top of him, and I think Mr. Waller can go back to back in the race.
I'm on the favourite here, Mr. Brightside. I think, he just keeps going. Pretty much. I mean, you mentioned during the week the format of the Seymour Cup has been super. I think he can sit off Buffalo River, who doesn't go a yard on a good surface. He needs he's a bit.
Was this 4 weeks in a row?
Yeah,
3 weeks.
at
least 3.
He's been backing up since about
3
June. But he just needs the slop, and he's probably not going to get it on the weekend. He's won track and distance before. I was pretty keen on, I think Ice Bath and Arameo are the two out of the Epsom that are obviously, especially after Ice Bath went last week. Shout out to Flash R, which is down there for a bit of a tilt of the Group 1 for the crop yard. But I think sometimes you just overcomplicate it. I think you overcomplicate it sometimes. I think Mr. Brightside just wins again. Ben Hayes, yep, let's go. C. Williams, mate. If I tip well on the weekend, he could have two. He could have 2 Group 1s. That's the sexiest man in racing. That would be quite the start.
That's why Bean put together that little video of him during the week for the fans on the Instagram.
Yep.
Mate, you're right. I'm not going to overcomplicate it. I was more than keen on Shallow in the Empire Rose. I'm guessing that they're going to the Cantala because they think it's a more winnable option. And I'm getting 850, which is still half of what I had riding on the other race. But you know what? A win's a win, and I'm going to need it because I don't get that money back. So. Let's go balls in. Coolmore. Coolmore stud. We'll go back a race. It's race 7. Down the straight, the stallion making race. And I think in this race there is not one gelding. I believe that was the stud of the carnival. So, well and truly, those words have never been truer spoken. Extreme Warrior has come back bloody that, an Extreme Warrior. Yeah, it's absolutely put him to the sword. The last 2, it's your favourite at $4.20.
And a false one at that, I reckon.
Well, we're talking. Well, you don't have a lot of form to go with, but you got in the Congo, won at Golden Rose. I mean, you can't really do much more than that, can you?
Yeah.
But Flemington Straight is a different beast itself. So this is where you might find a bit of value for those that have handled it, or probably more or less the ones that you think are unders that won't handle it.
Yeah.
That's the dilemma here. Bean, you're looking pumped.
Mate, I'm very keen on one here. I think it's close to the best of the day at Flemington. Kalos is a super bet at the $11 in the Coolmore. It's pretty open this race, but this horse
the Dolphins are out, mate. You've
the Dolphins
been talking to Lloydie for too much behind closed doors,
I'm
mate.
in the sea with the Dolphins this week, mate. I'm super keen. Last prep it was 2.6 lengths off the likes of General Bow and Animo. Beat home Extreme Warrior on that day. That prep included a run down the Flemington Straight where it beat Tycoon Hummer and Wanneroo, who races Warrnambool, I'm pretty sure, today. So keen to see the form there. It's 2 for 2 down the straight. Absolute brain job last start where it beat General Bow, Ingratiating Morning Glory and Bruckner. It is flying, and Fred Kersley's going to have his first Group 1 come... What time is it?
3:30.
Yep,
Saturday.
3:30 on Saturday. First Group 1
local
for
Queensland time.
Mr. Fred Kersley. I reckon Kalos is a monster bet. I'll be truckloading.
Yeah, look, wide barrier 2.
Yeah, there's
the
a lot of
outside,
positives.
and they love that.
It goes close.
Lloydie, that means there's only Palel and Ingratiating to choose from for you.
So we box the 3 of them in the
Oh
show.
my goodness.
Let's get on the Dolphins, mate. 2-2.
You're tipping Willow in 2 Group 1s. I'm tipping Bossy. I think Artorias is a very good chance here back to the straight. He makes his own bad luck when he's around a bend. He wobbles around the bend. He finds traffic. He gets a long way back. But you'll remember the win of Merchant Navy a few years ago. I think this is going to be the exact same sort of style win here. Artorias is going to be off the bridle chasing from the 800, but he'll just wind up and say hooroo. like that third, if he jumps with him in the Caulfield Guineas, I've got no doubt in my mind that he beats MMO, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
Back to the 1200 to query, but there's plenty of speed.
Well, I think he's that horse. I don't think it matters if it's 1200 or 16. He's
a
just
Blue
going to be.
Diamond winner.
He's going to be back and flying home.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
going to be all tempo related, which is exactly what you're going to get here. Yeah, I'm on board too, mate. On board too. $8.50. We'll take that. And again, barrier 4. I'll be a bit worried if they split because I think a bit more of the speeds on the other side. But at the same time, could just be sitting.
Yeah, Bossy on
pretty.
board though, don't you?
Yeah, Group 1. Well, he needs to be. He's hasn't had the best of luck this spring carnival,
No, he's
but
Hasn't had many rides, so I
Yeah.
think he was in quarantine
oh
for
yeah,
a
I
while.
know.
Missed out on
I'm not
December
potting the
ones.
bloke, mate.
No,
I'm
no, no.
explaining the story.
Yeah.
It's remember racing stories, and this
That's
is
right.
this is his chance to come back to the forefront and go, what an absolute ride! You know, I've had to sit in the Marriott 5-star resort for 2 weeks, playing PlayStation all day, and just
I tell
eating
you
Uber
who
Eats
is
for free.
stiff.
And here I am.
Poor J-Mac. Like, he's gone down, he's done the 5 days quarantine, missed out on last Saturday's, well, no,
Yeah.
he didn't miss out, he rode 3 wins at the Valley, but missed out on
Missed out
Zaki
on
ride
Zaki.
that morning, and now his Melbourne Cup ride's been scratched as well, so he's obviously got a good book at Flemington on Saturday, but he'd probably, be on one of the favourites in the Golden Eagle if he was up there.
Well,
for
that's the thing.
7.5 mil.
That's probably what he's missing
Yeah,
out
but
on.
you can
isn't it?
probably just grab Katie, head to the rocks, grab a nice meal, a few glasses
Oh,
of
I'm sure
champagne,
he's enjoying the
himself.
time away while
Yeah.
he rides 3 winners on
Yeah.
Derby.
I don't think he's
Now that
having
you mention,
that
I'm not
down.
really feeling too
I
sorry.
don't
for
feel
him,
bad
to be
for him,
honest.
But-
I think he's got it. Yeah.
You've done the quarantine, you're away from
Yeah.
home, and you miss out on a Cox Plate and a Melbourne Cup ride.
Yeah.
Jeez, poor fella. Anyway,
Poor
look,
bastard.
look, James, if you're listening, mate, send us your address. We'll send you a beanie or something. Feel for you.
Yeah. Send us a Lexus cap.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you send us stuff. Well, we're gonna get back. Had some fun down south. We have to get back. This is what the
Do we
monks
have to
listen
get
for. They keep tuning in to hear our Eagle Farm gospel, mate, and that's all we seem to do. Just sing the gospel.
Yep.
Look, not a bad little race in race 6.
Oh.
Quality handicap, open handicap, 1800. I said not a bad race. I didn't say it was a good race. Wapiti is your favourite. Matau is going around for start number 700 in a row. Prometheus start number 900 in a row. Milkman, jeez, but there's the gust of wind in here. There's Tears of Love, who, for a moment, for a couple of weeks, for a couple of months, London Banker was the inform horse of Australia. We're talking before the incentivisers, before Mr. Brightsides. It had the picket fence.
Yep.
Tears of Love was the one to knock it off. Bean, we've got 1,800 metres of painful head banging against the wall vision to come up in race 6. What can you cheer at the same time?
Oh, look, mate, I honestly found Wapiti and Tears of Love. I had them sort of on top. It just really depends how the track's playing. If they're just kicking and winning, I'll be on Tears of Love. But, mate, I'm dead set not keen on this race at all. Wapiti, Tears of Love for the Quinella, but it's a no-bet race. I can't get excited about anything 1,800 plus it.
Not keen in this race. Gives you a Quinella tip. Love it.
Mate, I can't split it. I could be betting
Okay.
2 bets and go, here's 4 you could back, but that's, they're the top 2 in the market. Or the top 2 I see should be in the market, yeah.
Murwillumbah Cup winner, Lismore Cup winner, Lismore Cup Prelude winner, Makina Volante on top for me. Doesn't have to improve too much off those wins. Had 6 weeks or so, maybe a month between runs now. Back in trip a little bit, but I won't really be getting involved in the race unless a decent push for it. But push for it comes. But it's won 3 in a row. I can win again.
All right, well,
Did you just look at the numbers before you did before you
I'll tell you
put
what,
that down?
I'll push hard enough for everybody
Oh,
here
gosh.
because Wapiti is your bet of the day. Machine of Volante, what are you, Neminyar?
Yeah,
Neminyar just a non-winner, didn't really fire
Didn't
last
really
start.
fire.
That's what sort of scared me off there. But you're looking at a T-Bar Cup. It was T-Bar Cup. Doesn't matter. Tour de form doesn't really matter. But I just think it bloody, just think it beats the field that it's come up against here. I mean, we could talk about it all day, but we don't need to because it just wins.
Don't want to.
Easy.
Don't want to either. We've got to move on because it just gets better in race 7. Well, it does because
I'm keen on one here, actually.
it was. Was it last week? It was last week.
Before
when we had a bit of a field day, but all our best bets were scratched, and I know myself was heavily invested in a certain horse in the last. Bean was on board too. Lloydie was a bit you know, he would have got on it because we're just good vibes, and he would have jumped on not to
And
miss
mine was
out.
scratched first.
Yeah,
so I
yeah,
was
that's,
already on
so
board.
that's right. But Genzai the Wolf pops back up here. So there's a bit of shin soreness from what I've heard. So that's the query. $3.90 you're getting for the Wolf. Carries as a 61, but I know Jaden Lloyd's owed a few Christmas cards from the mugs at this table. Is Hidden Hail a danger for you, Bean, for the Wolf?
He's a danger, but I think there's enough pace in the race that Hidden Hail finds a bit of trouble here. Rolling with the flow, Archer's Paradox
Heaps of
knows
pace, isn't
only
there?
one way. Look, I'm on the Wolf again. Claimer engaged. He's just too honest. He's honest as the day is long. Genzai the Wolf. Never missed a place, track and trip. I think he'll be just in behind them smoking his pipe, and Gov Jr. just goes bang in the final 200, and he goes, thanks for setting this up, boys. Off
Bang.
he goes. Yep, $3.90 or $4 into $3.90. I think there was a scratching, but I'm keen.
Yeah, Fisticuffs has come out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not overly keen on the race, but I don't mind the stablemate Archer's Paradox. I think it'll lead with the there'll be a bit of speed in it, and Genzai will be flashing home. But I think David Murphy pair can run one too.
All right. Well, they can, but Genzai finishes first.
That's fine.
All right. So yeah, on board.
Yeah.
Just track specialist, mate. Simple as that.
Yeah,
It's going to be a pretty long.
Not a huge Eagle Farm fan.
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty long straight for Archer's Paradox.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Gold Coast wasn't long enough last week.
But 1,000 metres.
No, it's a pet trip, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, Bean, I think I just need to throw to you because we could just go back to that last race. There could be a few that are overdue for a feature segment on this show, but
I'm talking wop, wop, wop. That's some wet ass.
tell us what you've got.
Yeah, Mark's back for Beans in the Sea this week. There's one actually. To be fair, has had not a terrible 12 months, but Makedon, race 8 Eagle Farm. So I'm trying to pick ones that can put me in the sea, putting my neck out on the line. Runs in race 8. You'll find on Saturday. 1600 is probably the key trip here. But mate, 5-year-old gelding for Gary Duncan stable. It's had 20 career starts for 2 wins and 8 placings. So it's fair to say it's cost the punters a few. It's got average career odds of $2.35.
Oh,
it does get
jeez.
around, but it comes up short a bit. The last 12 months have been the best prep since 2019 November when it started, but it's got a return of investment of nearly 76%. It's costing you a fortune, and I think what's it come up on the weekend? $8 or $6.50.
$8.50.
So you've probably got to have about $2,000 on to get your money back if you've been launching in for the other 18 career starts.
Sure, there's some Akon fans out there.
Oh, there will be. But I think it's in the sea, mate. Look, it's just, and yeah, there's some of these horses that I just think you need to go. You know, like it's good to be the track and have them run around, but you know.
Give it a spell from time
Yeah,
to time.
just give it a bit of a rest.
let it develop.
Yeah.
maybe.
So anyway, my next on the line
Okay.
again on the weekend race 8. So I'm
Yeah.
sure there'll be a post about this if he comes out and wins. But I'm happy to be against.
Happy to be against.
Yep.
I hope you jumped off, Lloydie, after listening to that for race 8 because we may as well go straight into strikers. When the iron's hot, as they say. Makedon's obviously not hot though, so don't pick on strikers.
Oh, he'll be on Montez for sure.
Yeah, Scratch had it last week. I think he gets the lead to itself from barrier 3 with the claimer on board. The mile again, and Eagle Farm, he hasn't won there, but he's had 2 placings from 5 goes, so I think he handles the track. He's just run into a couple better than him. I think he jumps, leads and wins.
Whew. Jumps, leads and wins. We've heard those bloody words.
Yeah,
before.
we have, haven't we?
Not
They
that
don't,
it's
they don't,
really been working.
they don't come off very often.
Jeez, it'd be very nice if it just did.
Yeah.
I'm going back to one here that was not too bad last start.
Not the dark.
Yeah, it's the dark. Oh, it's the dark. Look, I mean, the stats of made on a eerily replicate here of the dark. 2 wins from 26 starts. Mate, I might as well just take your bid here, one night. But look, that was a pretty good run, building up in distance. So that's the key here. It's just going to keep working, and I think as I bring up the form, those 2 that knocked it off. Enterprise Karen, that was the race before, wasn't it?
Chachina and
Chachina, the dead heat, that's right. So, comes through the same form line as Vendita, who's a favourite here, and that's a bit of a milk drinker too. Let's be honest.
Yeah, it is. It's a milk drinker that I'm on this week, but it is.
Well, Nova 106.9 are sponsoring this race, and they love giving out some milk. So, here you go, Bean. Vendita versus the Dark by the sounds of it.
Yeah. Look, I'm on.
Make
I
case.
thought it was a pretty tough race, to be fair. I don't really trust Montez. I probably trust Fendit a little bit more, but I just think it'll just be in behind them. It was okay. Any improvement, I think it goes pretty close again, but I won't be firing too many bullets in this race, I don't think. Send my pennies down south.
Yeah, and then what's this race at 3 or 4 o'clock? So come 3:55, we'll get the 5 minute before being everything on, launched it, need it big time.
I've had 200 on.
Need it big time. Well, mate, fingers crossed. Could be a nice little Quinella / trifecta play there for the mugs. A bit of value there. We're always loving the value.
Yep.
And we're moving on to race number 9. So we're getting to the penultimates, mate. We're getting to the good stuff of the day. But race 9, what we've got is a nice little 1400 metre dash for the time-honoured Lexus plate. Because there's only 14 of them that go around Australia every single week.
Yep.
Champagne Auntie, back in trip though, 1400 metres.
Did you hear the news about Champagne Auntie?
Oh no, what's the news?
She's in foal to a stallion. She's pregnant.
I hope so.
Yeah. 30 days in.
It's not you, is it?
No, not me.
Oh, good.
I think Nathan Exelby actually tweeted it this morning. So she is pregnant and will be running, and I dare say it'll probably be her last start. I would imagine.
There's a story for racing.
You know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Just wins by 10 now.
Yeah. Runs race 9 Eagle Farm Saturday, is in foal, 30 days positive to Pirata.
Pirata. Gee whiz.
That'll be a pretty good horse that goes out of that.
It will be.
I'll mix up.
Well, Pirata is a good little 1400 metre horse, so maybe some of those little champions that are fluttering through the system can spike up the juices for it. I think there's now again, this is what we do on this show, we make up stats, but I'm pretty sure that there is stats on horses that in foal run surprisingly well.
Yeah, I
Because
thought
they're a bit more on their
Either
toes,
in
you know,
foal or
hit
in
on heat.
season. Yeah,
In season.
on heat.
Yeah.
But again, then you hear the classic, Very Elegant was one of them. That she's in season, so that's why her run was substandard.
And Melody Bell, I think, might have been one of them.
Yeah. All right. Well, that makes no sense, does it? Well, look, with the great news, congrats to the happy owner Steve Tregay, who I'm sure is doing real tough at the moment as well. Does she win for you, Lloydie? She got a winner.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. You're not getting invited to the baby shower.
No. You're out, mate.
No, back to the 1400.
Dad's
I don't
out.
like for her off the 2000 metre Toolma Cup last start. No, Gillian Heinrich has started to hit her straps lately as well.
ding.
Yeah, I think Faistos is pretty close to a good thing for the day. 5th in the listed Stone Cup last start back in May. 5th behind Rocket Clock and Nudge the start before that, so that form's too good. Actually, might have been in the Godolphin Blue back then.
Yeah, he would have been
ex-Godolphin.
Yep, ex-Godolphin.
Yeah, so I think Barry too, but you sound more keen, so I'll let you.
Mate,
take
I
it back.
am. I'm real keen. I only had one go this trip. I think it was a third to Berate in Grey Line over the 2200 when it came up to the Brizzy Carnival. Come out and won 2 trials for the Heinrich stable. Gone bang bang. Orman, barrier 2. Gets the sit on them. It's had 8 starts at the trip for 2 wins and 4 placings. I think it's I think it's close to a certainty.
What?
Yep. I will be truckloading into Faistos. Keen.
Yeah, I'm keen
as a
too.
man.
I don't know if I'm that keen, but I'm still keen. Random segue question. Why is it not carrying the number 1 saddlecloth here? It's the highest rated horse. It's a Class 6 plate. Like, Animate's got it.
What are they?
Is that a bit of Oz bloodstock money under the table to race in Queensland? So that's how it works.
Sure.
Anyway.
Could
Maybe.
it just be the fact that it's a Class 6? They've both won the 6 starts. Animate starts with an A, alphabetical order. Go from the top.
No, it couldn't be that simple,
Couldn't
mate.
be that
It's
simple.
got to be bribery. It's got to be politics.
Because I mean, Ziamba's the other one on 49.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It's Z, so it goes APZ.
Yeah, but it
Yeah.
goes off the horse's rating.
Yeah, but it's a
Generally.
class.
You reckon
6.
they just throw that out the
It's
window
a
when it
class-
comes to...
Well, if it's a Class
swimming?
6 and they've all won the 6 races.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not a benchmark. It's not a handicap. It's a plate.
I know that.
So they're on the
You
59
think you just bloody... That's how you list them though, wouldn't you?
off rating.
Yeah.
Stick the one with the first letter of the alphabet up the top.
You know what they've
That
done?
makes common sense alphabetically.
Yeah,
Just
that's
leave
right.
it alone.
No, well, they've just... They're the
Stop.
classic Excel spreadsheet users. They've just gone sort A to Z and that's what's popped up, I guess, and gone,
Stop.
we'll
Just-
just print that
I
out.
know that we're astute form analysts.
We
here,
asked
but
the tough questions,
If
mate.
you've got the 3 horses on 59, it goes APZ. Then the 3 of them on 57.5, it goes BEP, and then it's C.
I think
on
we've
50s.
probably talked about this for too
Yeah.
long.
I think
we probably
we've
should
worked-
wrap this up about
we've-
5 minutes ago, to be fair.
Moral of the story: alphabetical order.
Right, okay.
That's why it's not top
Yeah.
8 or number 1.
Well, it does make sense, and that is something I didn't really look at when I decided to think about it. But something I have been looking at a lot is the Derby.
Yes.
It's the Derby, because it's the Derby day. It's Derby day, it's VRC Derby. When it can go into the Melbourne Cup ballot free, which is exciting, I don't think
You just have to pay up.
Horse has probably done it for. Did Warning back up in the Melbourne
No,
Cup?
Warning didn't.
It would have been a while then, wouldn't it?
Efficient did, but it was scratched. They decided to scratch it, so it was in the 24
Right.
for the Cup. I think Gay might have had, was it Nothing Like a Dane back in like
So we're
96
talking
or something
very,
like that.
very long time. So, well, what was interesting throughout the week, the team of Forgot You, Busted and Young, I believe. Well, the whole time up until this week, it was we intend to back up into the Cup, and all of a sudden it's no. So I think you'll be seeing this horse in Hong Kong pretty soon. That's just putting 2 and 2 together. Does it win the Derby though? You'd want to go to Hong Kong as a Derby winner, wouldn't you, Lloydie?
Yeah, but it won't.
Bean, does it just win the Derby? And
No,
go-
I'm not keen on
You know
Forgot
what?
You.
Forgot You wins the Derby. You
Because you're
mugs.
on it.
I'm already on it, but well, look, it needed every bit of that 2000 last start. So we'll talk about the favourite for a minute.
Yeah.
Your boy Commander Harry Lloydie put up a brave, valiant effort. Just think nothing was coming really behind it. So 2 horses that would probably lap up the distance. You're probably looking at those 2 as a starting point.
Yeah.
So I've got one of them. Have you got the other one?
No, I've got the Geelong Classic winner, Tutu Kaka, bringing the Queensland form into it. Tony Pike and J-Mac. I think he is just going to be the best stayer in the race out of all of them, to be completely frank. That last start, he was last or second last over the 2200, and he just cruised into it and put him to the sword late. He didn't win by far, he won by 3/4 of a length, but he probably pulled away, and I don't think he ever really got popped the question. Barrier 12's a little bit sticky, but if he can be 3 wide with cover in this, halfway.
2500 to figure it out, don't you?
Yeah, but there's a short run into the first turn too, so I don't want to be caught out in no man's land early. But no, all his form, and he did lead 2 starts ago over the mile, so it'll be interesting to see what the tactics are. But I think he's better ridden with cover, and I think he wins.
I think he'll get across though, because I think there's a lack of there's a bit of a lack of pace here.
Yeah.
I think Zumon's just outside him. I think I'm keen on Tutakaka as well. I give a bit of a push for Commander Harry though. With Zumon, I think they're sort of going to be the only ones that are really taking on out in
Zumon's
front.
first emergency, so
There you go. So
But
Commander
there is-
Harry might be.
Or was that do they figure out how to ride Commander Harry and they do go forward?
Well,
yeah, or
That's
do
it
they
from
just
last
push the
start.
Linda Meach, it could be the other. Bustin Young might win the Derby, but it
That's
might
right.
not be with the. It might be the other runner. But,
From barrier 15 too, they could very well lead.
yeah, I'm keen each way, Commander Harry, but invested Tutakaka for sure. It'll handle a good full surface. It's coming through the listed Tats stakes. Pretty keen on Queensland form just in general. It just sort of keeps stacking up left, right, and centre. $9 is a bit of a spoil, I think, and it can go close again. Gunstock's probably a knockout hope at barrier 19's just a burial ground, I reckon.
Yeah, rough.
Yeah, it's
Rough,
come
rough,
through
rough.
the best form race. I
Yeah.
think that Ned's the Caulfield Classic. It's usually the one that stands up. I think
That's
most
out
winners-
there. It goes
Yeah.
back
Tough.
anyway, but probably wants to sit more midfield, I guess. So I don't know what he does from out there. Jai McNeil, best of luck, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, Queensland form to the forte, and well, great marketing right there. The inaugural The Phoenix listed winner up here in Queensland. I'm sure we'll hear all about it through the Brisbane Race Club socials
Second.
throughout the week. They'll be pumping that left, right, and centre because they're on the ball.
The other thing I will quickly just touch on with
Yeah,
Tutakaka,
touch on it.
We've mentioned the black and white of Derby Day with Referro earlier.
Yep.
What was it? Rebel Raider one with the black and white stripes. Pretty much the same silks apart from the green cap and the little green armband here on Tutakaka. So it's got the black and white predominantly on Derby
Yeah.
Day. There's your own and bet punters.
There you go.
Bingo.
Bingo.
Bingo. Well, geez, I'm all right. Better have a saver,
Yeah.
didn't I?
You better.
Hey, but that's okay because if I don't, if I'm silly enough, I can reinvest up here for the get out stakes.
This is a stinker.
Race 10, Eagle Farm. Salatine just didn't fire last start at Eagle Farm, but we're going back again at $2.80 for the TJ himself. But it's a tricky field. I don't know really where to start, where to finish here. Bean, maybe you can start, maybe Lloyd, you can finish, and maybe we can meet somewhere in between.
I had Better Get Set on top. It's been scratch beat. I think it beat Salatine home at last start. Yeah, I'm not keen at all.
So, but you're a monk, so you've got to have something, mate.
Yeah, but
we aren't that astute and pro that we can not bet in a race.
But Better Get Sets out. It just doesn't, like, there's nothing here that just, it's just not, I'm really not keen.
What about the one that sounds like it, Better Than Best? That's just as good. It's probably
that is a mugs out here. That is a terrible strategy, but probably wins
it's
now.
probably better than any strategy we've
I tried
used over the years.
I tried to make a case for Virtuous Miss when I was going through the form, but I just can't. I just don't know if it sort of stacks up. Look, yeah, I mean, Better Than Best will be up there from barrier 3. It gets the claim. It should be right in behind him. I just don't.
He's made a case for it all of a sudden.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Salatine's as good as the Spruik is suggesting. It was too bad to be true last start. So maybe just queries there and you give it a chance. But I tell you what, it runs poorly again on the weekend and it's starting to look a little bit shaky.
I just think it's a lot of this month is just horses that if they don't handle Eagle Farm, they don't have a choice. They've got to run.
Yeah,
they've got to run there.
So it's just going there and
yeah. But
No, I was keen better get set as well. It was one of the better bets on the day for myself. But look, I'd say I wouldn't have a bet in the race, and I probably will because I'll be led astray.
that's why we bring you on the show, mate.
Yep.
Yeah, but I think TJ wins the last, but I don't think it's with the favourite. I think Paul Anka from the outside alley already has the Eagle Farm box ticked. Was good first up behind Shematon, who's flying the stablemate. I just think he runs home over the top of him out wide rather than the 13. Might be high-fiving Steph on the outside fence as she comes past us.
She's a big fan of the show too, so shout out to you, Steph. Lloydie, mate, we're going to be having a pretty damn good day in the last there at Eagle Farm. Mate, when in doubt, this is the thing. Us mugs, we've got to create rules and opportunities that when we're stuck.
Yeah,
The other Gollan runner. Why take $2.80 for the favourite when you can take $4 for the second favourite, which works out to be the other Gollan runner. So I'm chips in, pull anchor. Yeah, Eagle Farm factor, the big factor there. Lloydie, as you've stated, can't really
back
have
and
much more.
neglected, not the selected.
Well,
so
and last couple of weeks when we were at the track, the big man himself saluted in the last for the mugs.
Yeah.
So he tasted the success of what we brought him.
Yeah.
It was the good vibes, and he wants some more of it, I'm sure.
Correct.
All right, mugs, let's go around the table. Your best bets from Eagle Farm. If you got one for the around grounds, go for it. But we've already named about 17 around the grounds today, so I don't have one. That's probably why I'm just saying it. But Bean's banger.
Bean's banger, mate. Refero in race 4, pretty keen on. I mean, we're not going to spoil the prices about the evens, but it's in the blacks at the moment, so load up. And I reckon you can have a crack at one down at Rosehill race 8 in Delexo. It was beaten start prior by Foxy Fighter, who lines up here. But that was at Randwick, and it's since gone Foxy Fighter 1,400 back to 1,100 here. I think that's a bit of a query there. It was super impressive last start, leading all the way. The short trip's the key. I think we've got Jay Collett in the saddle. He will be flying. Lack of pressure on paper suits. I think it's 355. Should be winning again on the tight turning Rosehill circuit.
Nice, big push. Best of the day for myself is race 5, horse 5 at Eagle Farm. Gave us up $12. Brad Stewart on board for Barry Baldwin. Around the grounds, look, we've touched on Flemington quite a bit. You've just given a bit of a push for one at Rosehill. I'm going to go to Newcastle.
Oh,
yeah,
he's going out wide.
Yeah, Newcastle race 7, horse 3, Keith. His name is. His 3-year-old colt by winning Rupert had the 2 starts, won well on debut at Canberra in a maiden, and then finished last. It pulled up quickly in the Wellington boot in the country New South Wales Wellington, not New Zealand Wellington. That was back in March. It's had 3 trials, won 2 of those, and then ran 3rd in the most recent trial at Rosehill. The Face was a winner of that trial, actually, so it's a pretty good trialist. Barry 2 should land on the bunny or at least be handy, and I think it can return a winner.
all right. Must have Race 6 there, Mugs. Wapiti!
Oh,
You'll be old
jeez. That's a crazy race to be
It
launching.
is the only race to launch into. And we're going to go to Rose Hill. I think it might be race 5 or 6. You might have to correct me. But the Rose Hill Gold Cup, think it over. Absolutely walks in. Gold Trip is an absolute myth. A, it probably won't even run. But B, it's an absolute myth. Yeah, what a surprise! What a surprise!
If you're a horse, you want to be a vet. You don't want to be down in Sydney.
I think Think It Over gets
it's race 5, by the way. $1 million bonus if it wins.
Yeah.
Yep. And they've tossed up then coming to the McKinnon.
Yeah.
I think I've got Dr. Nick down there running his eyes over the horse. It's pretty. Anyway.
Yeah, look, it's always something in horse racing.
Dr. Chris Brown.
So,
This will be a good
give it a
run.
thumbs up. Again, mate, that Oz Bloodstock money got Animate the bloody saddlecloth #1 up here. It's got Gold Trip into the race up in Sydney. So, Mugs, best of luck out there. It's a big day. Just if I can leave with some words of advice for the Mugs out there, don't back September Run.
Or Brooklyn Hustle in earlier.
Just don't.
Yeah.
Yep.
Don't tell me. Don't.
After the Zaki disaster last week, a bit of a shout out to PG Moody, who likes the saying it's 1 week from the penthouse to the shithouse, which is pretty much how it wound up last week. So hopefully we bounce back to the penthouse this week, Mugs.
Well, Penthouse McKinnon Stakes for Zaki.
Yep.
But again, we're talking a pretty damn good horse that'll start pretty short, coming off. Must have been a pretty damn big step back.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're always apparently okay.
Yeah,
Gold Trip's apparently okay this week, mate.
Yeah.
He is still win.
No. Alright, see ya.
Catch
All
you,
right.
Mugs.